Imagine being stranded in a remote Alaskan town, waiting for a flight that never arrives. This is the harsh reality for residents of Nome and Kotzebue, who were left grounded on Tuesday as Alaska Airlines canceled flights due to a massive cloud of volcanic ash sweeping across the region. But here's where it gets interesting. The ash isn't coming from a local volcano, but rather from Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, over 1,000 miles away. The Klyuchevskoy volcano, one of the most active in the region, has been spewing ash into the atmosphere, prompting the Alaska Volcanic Ash Advisory Center in Anchorage to issue a warning to airlines. And this is the part most people miss. The impact of volcanic ash on air travel is not just a minor inconvenience, but a serious safety concern. The ash plume, which is expected to persist in the region for at least 18 hours, can cause significant damage to aircraft engines and instruments, making it a major risk for airlines. David Kochevar, the center's warning coordination meteorologist, explains that it's up to airlines to modify or cancel flights based on the warnings. We're really just advising on where the possibility of any volcanic ash is in the atmosphere. And then the airlines are using that information to determine what to do with the flight and any particular community, Kochevar said. But what does this mean for passengers? For regional airline Bering Air, which typically flies at lower elevations, the advisory wasn't a major concern. However, they still canceled at least 20 flights due to heavy rain and high wind gusts. On the other hand, airlines like Alaska Airlines, which fly jets at higher altitudes, have to take the advisory very seriously. There can be impacts to the instruments on board as well, or scouring of the windscreen. Ash is extremely coarse and able to scour surfaces, so that's one of the big issues, Kochevar said. Ashes, when you heat it into a jet engine, it's essentially like glass. It would melt. The risks are very real, and airlines are not taking any chances. As Kochevar notes, there's a big impact to not getting the morning flight or potentially later flights into the community, but the risk to an engine is very, very high. So most airlines really have a policy to totally avoid any possibility of volcanic ash in the atmosphere for that reason. The Klyuchevskoy volcano is no stranger to activity. It erupted shortly after a massive magnitude 8.8 earthquake sent waves across the Pacific Ocean 2 weeks ago. This earthquake was the 6th strongest ever recorded, and the volcano's eruption is a reminder of the awe-inspiring power of nature. But here's the question. Are airlines doing enough to prepare for and respond to volcanic ash advisories? Should they be taking a more proactive approach to mitigating the risks associated with volcanic ash? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And as the situation in Nome and Kotzebue continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The impact of volcanic ash on air travel is a complex issue that requires careful consideration and planning. As the Alaska Volcanic Ash Advisory Center continues to issue advisories as needed, one thing is certain. The safety of passengers and crew will always be the top priority.